cause we keep it Milanese. This in Paris, call me Internationale. Happy on some zombie shit, juggernaut, quick revive, speedy cola, stamina, double.
Player Haters Ball edition featuring Silky Smooth Christian Johnson.
Hey. We got Mr. Roboto over there as in Bellal Amarcall, and we got Pitbull Nick Latore.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Hey.
Hey.
That's it. All right, good.
Big loss today. 2-0 with Real Madrid. Questionable. Play like a freaking bunch of squares out there. I'm not gonna lie, I pulled a Nick today. I stopped watching at halftime.
No.
These guys don't want to play whatsoever. You could see it. There was no life in them. And so I said, we're down to man. The ref's against us. The players don't care. Conte's in his own world, doing his own thing, biting his own nails, picking his own nose. You know what? I don't need this. I watched the last one. Maybe if I don't watch, good things will happen. No. It only got worse. Christian, take it away.
Yo, I don't need that negativity in my life.
Oh my God.
But realistically speaking, dude, my boy, he's a Madrid fan, and he summed it up best. He said, yo, why is Inter playing like it's a friendly? Like, there's no sense of urgency, that if there's no fire under them. Like, yo, as much as everybody's giving Vidal shit for getting that red card, I think he was the only one that seemed to care going off on the earth, because Lukaku ain't give a shit. Lautaro ain't give a shit. Let's see. Everybody else, Handanovic, don't even get me started on him. Like, let's just be real.
I mean, yeah, you're right. Nick, what do you guys say?
I felt the opposite. I felt like there was like they gave heart, like team tried, but it's just like there was no chemistry. Like the passes weren't being strung together. It looks like they still like don't know each other. Like nobody settled into this system. Nobody settled in with each other. It looks like we're almost still in like a preseason. We're still in the summer figuring each other all out.
I mean, we're like halfway up into the season almost. You know, they got to figure this shit out sooner than later.
Bilal, what do you got
They
to say?
looked comfortable today.
I gotta say, man, we did not look comfortable on the field. It seemed like our midfield was just non-existent. Vidal's red card definitely didn't help. It was good to have Skriniar back in the defense, laying balls out. I kind of thought about what Mario was saying. When he dribbles one guy, he just wants to keep going, but, we just weren't there today, man. Lukaku was up there up top. Martinez was kind of non-existent, man, and it's kind of disappointing to hear because, I mean, we saw the squad we had last year playing with Candreva and, like, Borja Valero. You would think with the new players we brought in that we'd be even better, but I don't know, season hasn't really taken off how I expected.
Yo, but even before Vidal's red card, we weren't doing dick.
There was nothing.
We were being controlled the whole fucking game.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yo, who was it? Anthony said it in his video. He said Barella looked like he was trying too hard, gets that penalty. You know what I mean? Like, at no point did we even get a footing in this game except for 5 minutes. When D'Ambrosio and Perisic came in, looked like we got a small footing, then we let a goal in. I'm not even going to fake. That goal was, like, class. You know what I mean? Like, yo, the fucking touch was ridiculous.
Yeah, what are you going to do? I mean, Conte said in his post-game interview that, the mentality from Real Madrid is just levels ahead. We're still in that phase where we're kind of like learning the Conte way, the Marotta way, I guess, like Nick says, still trying to put it together. I get that. But at the same time, it's like, how long do we have to wait? Conte has everything that he needs. Sure, COVID comes every now and then. You miss a couple players here and there, but you can't throw away Champions League, possibly Europa League now, and then who knows what the season's even going to bring? Because we're going to be missing players regardless, whether it's injury, COVID, suspension, and all that. So I mean, like, what's the plan? Like, are we going to give everything for Serie A? Or are we going to lose stupid games like who we play? We play Sassuolo next. Are we going to bottle that and just go back into mediocrity? Like, what's going to happen, Nick?
you ask me, this is Conte's team. He wanted Vidal. He wanted Kolarov. Last year we had the best defense, arguably in the world. Arguably in the world. And then this year, it's like it doesn't even exist anymore. We're just leaking goals left and right, and our attack has been non-existent. Last year, Lautaro and Lukaku were on fire. Lukaku's still scoring almost every game.
Time out. Lautaro, since the Barca rumors, has not been there.
Yeah.
So that's kind of that's suspect already. Too.
He's been on and off.
He's been distracted.
Lukaku, he hasn't been there either. Like, yo, he's still scoring, but if you're looking at his goals, they're mainly tap-ins. You know, he has a howler here and there, but looking at Lukaku as a whole, bro, shooting directly at the keeper, missing passes, bad touches, messing up on his runs. Yeah, it's just something off about him. And the thing is, he's still scoring. So it's like you're going through a bad stint, but you're still getting it done. Like, you're still doing better than Icardi. Like, let's be real. But the thing is, for Lukaku to be off, it's like the whole team is off. You know, going back to what Nick said, this is Conte's team. Yeah, it really is. But in the same sense, it's like, yo, you asked for Eriksen, bro. We got you Eriksen. You wanted a playmaker. We got it. I get it. We got Vidal now, so you got two good box-to-box midfielders in Vidal and Barella. But there's no way you can't tell me that Barella can't drop deep and let Eriksen work up front. You can't tell me. I try time and time again to explain that Gagliardini comes in because of the simple fact of the formation. It makes sense, but in the same sense, Gags just doesn't get it done. Like, for me, I don't want to see this guy on the pitch for the next 5 games. But the thing is, he's probably going to end up playing this Saturday.
Hello, what you got?
I was going to say, our midfield, I feel like that's the key right now. Like, we need to figure out a good balance. We have the talent there. Eriksen, you know, you even have Nainggolan. We have Brozovic. You know, there's a solid balance. I think Conte's got to figure out, you know, maybe try to fit Eriksen in this team and maybe play someone like Nainggolan behind him. You know, Vidal, he's good. He brings the experience. He's got some grinta. But I feel like sometimes he's another Felipe Melo, like we saw today. Like, he kind of was a bit of a loose cannon, but he did bring that passion. I'll tell you that. You know, we were lacking, but I don't know, man. I don't know if he's the key to unlock these teams, man.
But in the same sense, him and Barella have been our best 2 players. As much as he fucked up today with that red, you cannot denounce or denote what Vidal has done all season. To sit there and act like he's not been fundamental or key in a lot of games, it's ludicrous. Look at the Torino game. We don't come back from that game without Vidal winning those tackles in the midfield and starting the counterattack immediately on the 2 goals that came first. So to sit there and say that Vidal is an issue is absurd. It really is. It was a boneheaded move and a boneheaded red. We're not denouncing that. We're not sitting there saying it wasn't. He's an idiot for it. But I'm not going to sit there and forget everything he's done prior up to that moment. The media at this point, you need to find a way to fit either Sensi or Eriksen in. It doesn't make sense to have these type of players with this type of quality on the bench. It makes no sense to start Gagliardini, even though it tactically, from someone that's coached and gotten paid to coach, tactically it makes sense. For me, I wouldn't start him, but I understand, and I think that's the thing a lot of people don't understand why he starts him. Nick, go ahead.
And it also doesn't make sense. You're playing guys out of position. You're playing Barella out of position. You're playing Vidal I don't know if you're playing Vidal out of position, but you're playing him in that cam spot. You've seen them on their national team. Both of them ball out. National break, they both played amazing. Then they come back to Inter, and it's like a total different person. It's a whole bunch of different play style, and they're not playing as well as we know they can.
I mean, look at Eriksen on the international break. The man's on fire with Denmark, and then can't even start in Serie A, you know?
Well, I think it goes in with what Nick just said. They're being played out of position.
Yeah.
We all know that Vidal and Barella can play deep, and we know that Barella can play high as well. If you have 2 players that can play deep, let them play deep and let Eriksen operate at this point. At some point, you guys sit there and say, we're 8 games in. We're not out of Scudetto race yet. No. It's only, 4 points, 3 points, some shit like that?
It's not that bad.
So it's manageable. It's not that bad. But and Milan is not going to last at this rate. They remind me of us a couple years ago where we started out good and we ended up flopping mid-season and dropping to 4th and 5th place.
The winter curse.
There's no way Milan sustains this level throughout the season. It's just one of those things that us and Juve are both slipping right now, and they're just taking advantage of it.
Yeah, and that's what really
He does
scares
this
me.
every year.
Because, we have the opportunities. They're there. We have the games that we're supposed to win. We put in the work. We put in the chances. It just doesn't come together. And, this is where I always say we have to win these stupid games that we never freaking win. It's not the Juve game. Milan, whatever.
Mario, how do you win the Scudetto? Say it back,
When-
because you're the one that said it all the time.
You beat the teams you're supposed to beat. You beat the Sassuolos, you beat the freaking Lecces, you beat the Empolis, Brescia, all those stupid little teams, the Crotones. You beat them. You beat the shit out of them. Or you just scrape a 1-0. 1-0 is better than a fucking 0-0 or a loss. So, it's gotten to the point where Conte might have to just throw all of his tactics out of the window. Say, this is how we want to play. But it's not working. It hasn't worked all year because Eriksen's not good enough apparently, or he doesn't do what he wants. The team's not performing with or without him in the league, in the lineup, right? We saw today without Eriksen, nothing. We saw weeks without Eriksen, mediocrity, nothing. There's nothing between the midfield and the forwards. That's the biggest thing. The forwards are together, Lukaku, Lautaro. They're always going to be together. It's that third person. And it can't be a winger. They're too far, they're too wide, and it doesn't make sense in the formation. It has to be the Eriksen, the Sensi, whoever is in that attacking role to pick up that second or third ball and play Lukaku, Lautaro through, or to link up. That's where we're going to kill people. That's what we did last year, and it worked. That's why.
Side note. Nick, wasn't it you that said that us not really having a break would fuck us in the long run? Because wasn't it you that pointed out that we only had like a 2-3 week break in between, while everybody else had months, that we were just going straight into the league?
Europa League, that was
Yeah, the final.
We got that extra 1 week, but
doesn't help.
Yeah. No. And you got international duty. It's still going on too, and then you got people popping up for COVID, going through that. So the team is definitely tired. You got guys with Lukaku played almost 180 minutes for Belgium after playing all last season and this season.
It's crazy. These guys don't get rest, and they really, really need it sometimes.
All right.
The only team that doesn't get rest either.
Before we address Nick's moment to shine, we're going to talk about one person I've been wanting to talk about this all day is Handanovic. What do you think about what he said after the game in his post-conference?
I think it was kind of a coward move, man. Low key, like as a captain, you got to bring your team up. You got to motivate them. You got to have some backbone. And we're making you the captain. You got to be vocal. You can't just let the team down and say, they're a good team. We're not on their level. Like we're Inter, man. We're not like a Sassuolo team in Champions League our first time. We versus Madrid. We have history and stuff. Just a shame to hear, but at the same time, the guy's demoralized. You can tell there's a lot of pressure on his shoulders this season. His performances are not up to par, but at the same time, he might know that this is his last season at a high level like this. So it's kind of tricky, We do want him to win a trophy. We love him, but we want to win too.
Nick, what do you got to say?
I always said, picking Handanovic as a captain was bad. Not only is he a goalie, so he's always 100 meters away from the ref. He's never been a guy that's been extremely vocal. He's never been the guy that really shows emotions. He's just, to me, he doesn't embody what a captain is. The whole Cardi fiasco, whatever that is, it should have been somebody else from day one.
Yeah, but who are you going to make it in that situation?
Yeah.
And then you can't just take it away.
Yeah.
Mario, who would you suggest?
As captain?
Mm-hmm.
Right now, might have to be like De Vrij or Lukaku.
Nick?
Maybe
Good
Brozo.
shouts. Yeah, no, I don't like Brozovic as captain. I think he's a little bit too off the hinges, but I like De Vrij. Maybe even a Skriniar. I don't know. He's not been here really that long.
Play as much though.
Exactly.
Guaranteed.
Lukaku, though, I think is like the man's man. He's always bigging up his teammates. I really like Lukaku. Lukaku as a person is a whole 180 from as a card. I think he'd be actually a very good captain. He seems very respected.
Even D'Ambrosio. like because he's featured as like that kind of the rotational guy. He's always going to find a way into the lineup, whether it's in the center back or left back or even right back. So he's pretty much like the backup, honestly. Even when Handanovic isn't there, it's either him or Brozovic.
The
Unfortunately,
only issue with D'Ambrosio, I love having him, but we got Bastoni usually starting over him in the starting lineup. So who's going to start if he's on the bench?
Yeah, but Bastoni's too young to put in that type of position.
No.
Well, when you talk about Bastoni, bro, you're like, it reminds me of Ranocchia. Good kid, good worker, good center back, really good guy. But if you put that much weight on his shoulders, I don't think he can handle it. Me personally, when I saw Rano starting, I would have preferred him as a captain over Handanovic. That's just me. Again, I've seen Handanovic turn the armband down before in the past. I guess he kind of got forced into it right now because of years of service and everything. I personally would not be opposed to Lukaku or De Vrij, preferably Lukaku for every reason that Mario stated. Even on his bad days, he's still banging in goals.
Yeah.
He's still making himself relevant.
He's a threat.
One thing that the announcers, the commentators from our game today said that really spoke to me was when he said, when we subbed out Lukaku, it was like Conte is throwing the towel in, because Lukaku's the type of player that he could get the ball 1 minute, find a way to create a goal, and get you back in and motivate the team. And that's the type of player you need as captain.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, 100%.
He's kind of the face of the team, if you think about it, at this point.
Low key is.
Yeah, he really is. I mean, because we spent the most we've ever spent on a player on Lukaku. He has to be the focal point. Him, Hakimi, and players like Barella. Those three have to be the main core going forward. Obviously with Bastoni playing the role, but those three are the big money, have to play 90 minutes sort of thing. So like Barella, the future is trending upward, like fucking straight up. but at the moment he's too young. He's still got that small club mentality that Conte really goes on about, which it's a thing. I will give him that, but at the same time, you got to find a way to make it work and bring those players from the Sassuolo level to the Inter level that are, they're supposed to be performing every single game in and game out, give their heart, everything. It's just not there right now, and it's saddening to see because we put so much effort into watching these games. Anthony watches 2-3 o'clock in the morning. We get lucky. We're midday, afternoon, morning, early morning. But there's people that they wake up, they lose sleep over this, and the team gives them nothing in return. No trophies, no wins. Every now and then, sure, you get a good what?
Just gives them a migraine.
It gives them a migraine, exactly. Like, you think, like, today I left work. I was like, all right, I'm going to watch this freaking game. I watched the Palermo game. They got freaking shafted in the 95th minute. I'm like, this can't get any worse. I was like, I'm throwing a towel.
I mean, beginning of the game, we suffered a PK, right? And I was just like, man, that just kind of deflated us right there. And then the red card, I felt like, we're Inter. We have come back from worse, but it is Real Madrid. We don't face that kind of competition on a regular basis.
Well, look, so anybody that was on Madrid's team today could easily start at Inter. Easily. But what separates them from us is their mentality. Because Zidane came out and said it in his press conference. He said, we're looking still to win the group. It's still attainable. I didn't hear Conte or anybody else say that.
No.
And that tells you the difference between a Madrid and an Inter. I hate to say it because we were once kings of fucking Europe, kings of the world, and look at us. Now we're playing fucking jester.
You know what the difference is? They're like, let's win the group, and the Inter mentality is like, let's play good today. It's like they're like, all right, we're gonna win the group. We're gonna win Champions League. And we're like, I hope we make it to the next. I hope we make it to the second place. Like their place is cool. I like the Europa League. That was fun. I mean, we shitted on all those stupid little teams, and we walked our way to the final to like get embarrassed. But whatever.
I mean, we used to talk about years ago, other Serie A teams would represent Italy and they'd perform pretty bad in the Champions League. And we could tell that they were just focusing on the league and trying to be consistent and come back every year. Sadly, when we first came back, I was like, okay, we're actually going to fight for first or second place. And now we're starting to look like those other teams where we're just not performing. We're known to not be able to get out of the group stage. We complain we're in a hard group, but we're the third seed team. So it's like, what do you guys expect,
Wait. For the record, we don't have a hard group.
We don't.
Addressing also
we should be second at least.
And Donovan sat there and said that we have a hard group. Yo, shut that shit, bro.
No.
You get paid more than every single player on Borussia and on Shakhtar. You as a year get paid more than every single one of those players. So I don't want to hear this. Oh, we're in a tough group. Nah, shut that shit. Look how much you, Lukaku, Vidal, and probably Ericsson, the four of your wages put together, make up that whole team's fucking wages. I don't want to hear it. That's unacceptable from a captain and unacceptable from a player like Handanovic. Like Bellal said earlier, it's a fucking coward thing to say and a coward thing to do as captain. You would never hear Zanetti say something like that.
No.
You would never hear him say that.
Never.
Even Rano wouldn't say that, man,
No.
You never hear him say that. If you had Zanetti or any other captain in that position that Handanovic was in today, they would say, I don't know, we need to go back and reevaluate things and figure things out because we still have 2 games to go to potentially get out of the group. All right? These guys don't even say that. They're just like, we have a tough group. Yo, shut the fuck up, dude. You're getting paid millions of dollars. I don't need to hear that. It's not like you're Atalanta playing Liverpool and Ajax. You're playing Borussia and Shakhtar. My God,
they fucking won today, man.
This is City A. This isn't the Ukrainian league, and this isn't the Bundesliga. All right, you finished in second place, 1 point off of Juve. All right, it's not like you were in fourth place. No, bro, you finished in second. It's time for you to start acting like you finished in second. This whole small club mentality thing needs to go. It's dumb, and I completely understand why Conte says that and says how much of a problem it is in this team.
I mean, you're right. Like we're digressing. Like we finished second last year by 1 point. All right, we can only get better, right? We spend more money, we bring in the right players, everything that we need, and instead of making more points, playing more convincing, just getting worse and worse. Right now we sit fourth in the Champions League group, behind Shakhtar. Where was it? It's they have 4 points, we have 2 points, and then Real Madrid 7. Do you guys think that we can even squeak away in that last spot? Is that even a possibility at this point? I mean, we need Mönchengladbach and Real Madrid to lose a game or two.
Both games.
Which...
So Borussia plays us and Madrid to finish out the group. I mean, it's not completely gone, but we would have to blow up. You know what I mean? Because we get them on the head-to-head because they tied us in Milan. So you're talking about we can win in Shakhtar. That's attainable. The thing is with Borussia, we got to beat them and beat them on the head-to-head.
Yeah.
There's like no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And you better hope Madrid pummels them in Madrid.
So are we relying on other teams yet or no?
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, we are.
We need Real Madrid and Mönchengladbach to lose.
Well, Madrid is playing Borussia.
I think we need Madrid to lose more.
No, Madrid's already beat us on the head.
Yeah.
Madrid. On the head.
Yeah. You're right. So we need Borussia to lose, and then we just need to score a shit ton of goals.
Not even score a shit ton of goals. We just need to beat Borussia and Shakhtar, because if we beat Borussia, we get them on the head-to-head.
Okay. Even better. So it's basically in our fate. We just have to win, do our job, and hope Borussia loses.
Hopefully it doesn't come down to the last match day.
All right, before we get into the question thing, I want Nick to have his moment of fame to defend his rant of quitting. So go ahead.
You got 5 minutes.
I'm very reactional. I'll be the first person to say I'm very reactional, but this is exactly what I was talking about. We don't play until we go down, and you could do that against the Torino. So Torino blew away almost, I think, the most leads in like the top 5 leagues. They're like number 1 for blowing leads after going up 2-0, whatever it was. You can, like, we did it with Fiorentina, we did it with Torino, we did it with who else? We did it with somebody else this year. We play when we're down. You can't do that all season. Look, we having with Milan. We went down. You can't keep doing that. Having to come back. Eventually, it takes a toll on your whole team. And immensely, if you just keep going down, it's almost like, how can I explain it? It's like you're always like your back's always against the wall, and eventually you're gonna crack. So we need to start like taking our chances. All year we've seen where we've dominated the game. We did it against we dominated the game, and we can't finish our chances. We get hit on the counter, and then we lose like a 1-0, then or 2-0.
I feel like we've had matches where we have a bunch of chances in the beginning, we don't finish, we get scored on, and like you said, we have to come back, and at the end we somehow score. But there's also been games where we get scored on the first couple minutes, and we don't wake up till the second half. So it's like I feel like we haven't seriously like been on a streak where we're just like dominating these teams the way we were last year.
Yeah, definitely. I agree 100%. Like last year, we were killing teams. We were the games we were supposed to win. I'd say like 75% of them we won. I mean, we finished with what 90 something points almost.
It was like a record or something, right?
Yeah, we were on a really good pace to win the league. We just dropped a couple points. Juve dropped a couple points, and that was it. All right. We got a couple questions coming in from Mo in our WhatsApp group. Let's start with this one. Bellal, do you think last season was the peak of Inter Milan?
Inter Milan in recent years, it sounds like.
And right now,
Question: do you think that's peak Inter?
I'd say last year, the way it's going, we definitely did peak, but we have potential to bounce back. I mean, we have a better team than last year. There's no excuses, you know. We got a guy like Eriksen. That's the guy who should be taking us to these semifinals and finals. You know, he did it for Tottenham. Why not? We got a tactical coach. He's the highest paid coach in the whole freaking league. You know, the way it's looking, last year is starting to look like our peak, but I still got faith in our boys. You know, season's not over.
So it's more like a valley, like it. You know, it's got every peak has 2 valleys, or every valley has 2 peaks. What is it?
It's like one of those charts, Mario. It goes down, we're coming back up. You know?
Bitcoin.
in the United States.
Seriously.
Nick,
This reminds me of that Napoli they finished 1 point off, and then everybody's like, oh, the next year they'll do it. The next year, I think that's gonna happen to us, where we're gonna look back and like we should have won that 1 year, because the next year was all downhill.
Yeah.
I don't think we're there yet, because again, it's too early in the season. You're 8 games in. You know what I mean? This is a marathon, not a sprint. I still think because of the players we have, we can still catch up and do what we got to do and go on a hot streak and win. Every year we always have some sort of adversity, and I think it's just hitting us early. I'd rather it hit us early than it hit us late.
Mm-hmm.
That's my point of view. I don't think we're at the peak. I think we're kind of at a position where we're really finding ourselves. And like Mario said, we're still building chemistry with the new players that came in. I mean, you got Hakimi, you got Vidal, you still have Eriksen still trying to find his way. And again, on the back line, we should be starting from here on out. Bastoni, Skriniar, De Vrij. No more experimenting. If you're bringing somebody in, it better be D'Ambrosio, and that's that. No more experimenting. That's it. You had the time to do it. Get it? We didn't have a preseason. Fuck it. You did it at the beginning of the season. It's time to sit there and put your better players on and let them win out games.
Yeah, definitely agree. I think I don't think we've peaked. I think sure that might be a high point, whatever, but it's not like we're gonna, finish second place and then we're never gonna do good again. I feel like we're in a kind of a rut right now. We never had the breaks. Conte's still trying to figure everything out. And it's got to a point where you kind of just, like Christian said, you got to put the best players on the field, Mancini style. Whatever happens, happens. You put the best 11 players out there, whoever it is, in whatever formation it takes, in whatever formation he wants, a 3-5-2, But instead of playing with Gagliardini as, he fits my rotation, we have to put Eriksson. He's the best player. We have to put Vidal. He's the best player there. Barella. Those are the three best center mids we have. You play them. You figure it out. They'll figure it out if they have to. So I don't think the worst we've seen the best yet. I think it's going to get better, but it's going to take some time, and and that leads us into the next question I wanted to ask, or Mo asks. I'm sorry. Should we trust Conte until the end of the league, or sack him and hire a transition coach to salvage the season?
All right. We're paying Conte and his staff 12 million euros. We're still paying Spalletti. Whether you like it or not, he's not going anywhere. So a lot of you Conte out guys need to get that out your head and start thinking about financial fair play and the Bucks. So that answers the question. I don't think there's anything else that needs to be said unless Nick or Bellal got something.
I mean, I think we should go through it, Conte, man. I mean, he's making the money. He's got the moves. It's like you said, financially, we don't want to fall behind. We just got out of the FIFA fair play. We don't have any fans in our stadium. And honestly, let's be real. Who are you going to hire as a replacement? Allegri, who fed off of Conte's old team at Juve? I don't have faith in Allegri. He might play 4 at the back, but I haven't seen anything too impressive than him. He reminds me of another Pioli, Spalletti type of coach, that mid-table 4th place max,
Yeah, he did come into a Juve that was pretty much set up for success when the rest of the league was still trying to find themselves and get themselves situated again. So I get what you're saying, Bilal, with Allegri. Even with that, who is out there that you can realistically get?
There's never viable options. Like, you're not going to be like, Luis Villas Boas is going to be like, yo, I'll come. Yeah, right. You're not going to get. You're not going to freaking get Mourinho. Oh, yeah, sure, I'll leave Tottenham for freaking Inter again. Yeah,
He's in first place at Tottenham, man. He ain't coming.
Oh, no. All right, I'm not going to waste any more time with that one.
Nick, you were saying, though.
No, as much as I hate Conte and I think he's like this giant, not fraud, but it's a little reactionary, but he's very stubborn and he's stuck in his ways. He's easily a top coach. Look what he did with so many teams, with Chelsea, with the Juve, even though his European record's always been very, very suspect. He did the same. He did with Chelsea, Italy, Juve. If we give him some time, I think he'll get it together. He has his players, and I think he's just trying to get it all together, get it all mended. But you can't get rid of Conte, especially because of his money, and he'll start pulling in results. He's won everywhere he's gone.
Yeah, I definitely agree with all that shit.
When he won the league with Chelsea, he started out slow as well.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I don't remember at all, but
nobody expected him to win that year.
No. Yeah. I mean, he's still a top coach, regardless of his weird methods. He's up there. I mean, you got to trust it, I guess. I mean, we pay him the top dollar, and you can't really take that away because you're just going to do what we've always done. Fire the coach, find another one. And then you're paying.
I mean, let's see, man. If Conte's at another team in Serie A, he's only going to bring them up, right? Let's be real.
Yeah. I mean, he's assembled his team. You got COVID. Fine. I think, like I said, it's still early on. 8 games into the season. Champions League, I mean, yeah, sure, it might be a wash if we completely screw up the next game. But at the same time, then you still have Serie A. And to be honest, me personally, I don't know. I don't speak for many people usually. Losing out in Champions League isn't the worst. It's Serie A we have to focus on. It's always got to be the priority. You have to dethrone Juve. That's the first step. You can't beat Real Madrid. You can't beat Barcelona. You can't beat PSG until you take down Juve, who's not even – they're really not up there anymore. They're not top.
I don't feel the right coach either.
Exactly. This is the year to win the league. You get back that whole reputation of best in Italy. That's what you want, right? The anti-Juve, all that. That has to be the first step. Then you focus on the Champions League a little more. But, I mean, so I don't hate losing out on Champions League, but at the same time, it's not the right direction for the team because we lost out last year, lost out the year before, haven't made it to a knockout stage since 2014, 11, 12. Who the hell knows?
So one more thing to add to the Conte talk, just to put it out there, half the players we have today would not be at Inter if it wasn't for Conte.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So all those people asking for Spalletti, you would not have your Lukaku's.
Nope.
Really would not have Lautaro. You would not
Ericsson.
tons of players that we have now that are up there. Hakimi does not come for Spalletti.
No.
Who out there right now would say, I want to be coached by Spalletti? Then again, who's really gonna, and let's be realistic. I know we're all Inter fans and shit, but let's be realistic. Who the fuck is gonna be out there to say, oh, I want to go to Inter because it's Inter? Where were these guys at when we were struggling in 2015, 2014, 2013,
You
17? Where
bro,
were
you
these
me-
at? Who,
you remember we had
all
chances
this
to get players too, man.
exactly.
Like
How many?
Paulinho, what's his face, the guy Lucas, the Brazilian, and they didn't join us. You know, we were rumored, but let's be real, we never stood a chance. You know, we didn't have the money or nothing.
How many times have we even seen that we're linked with these players? Tonali, Chiesa, Bernadeschi, all these people that we've been linked to because we're linked to everybody and that we're actually close to at the last second or towards the end of the deal. Juve comes in, Milan comes in, some other team, PSG, Tottenham, they come in and they go, I don't want Inter anymore. How many times have we seen that?
But for the record, though, it wasn't that Tonali didn't want Inter. It's that we were being stupid and we were just, no, it's not working for us. And maybe it wasn't even a stupid thing. It was more of a money thing.
It's both. It equals both because they're attracted to who they're attracted to. Inter is a weird team because, like they say, it's not for everyone, right? So you have to be of a certain kind of mindset, and it's the wrong mindset more often than not, it seems. So then when Juve comes, Juve is a classy team, right? You come in, I mean, they're not, we know they're not, obviously, but they come in, we're the champions, we'll set you up for success, we're going to give you Champions League time, you're going to win the league, you're going to play for your national team if you haven't already, you're going to set you up for this opportunity to take you to the next level. Where at Inter, if you're going from, let's say, I don't know, Tottenham to Inter, you're really not going up. You're going down, if anything. But if you're going from Tottenham to Juve, maybe you're going up a little bit. You know, it's that kind of that mindset or presence, that winning mentality that they offer. Whereas Inter, I don't feel like they give that to people.
Yo, tagging in on the back end of that, and that's kind of bad when you sit there and say a team from you're going from Tottenham to Inter is not really a step up anymore. Tottenham hasn't won more than 5 trophies in their history.
I'm saying.
And we have over 30. And it's bad that it's gotten to that point where we're like, you're not really stepping up anymore because of how it's been lately. So it goes in on the tail end. Without Conte, you don't have the Hakimis, you don't have the Lukakus, the Lautaros, the Alexis, the Vidals, the Barrelas. Yo, dead serious, DeVry, Barrela, all these guys. Well, DeVry was already here, but Barrela and Bastoni and all these guys, they came because they wanted to be trained by a winning coach who was coaching at the Italian national team level. Yeah. So at the end of the day, it's one of those things of, do I want to be trained by a coach that's known for winning, or do I want to train by a coach that finished 4th place and everybody's happy about? And his biggest accomplishment was finishing 2nd at Roma.
And going off of that, Christian, we also have kind of another appeal lately that we've been consistently qualifying for the Champions League, which helps. You know, players like Barella who need to step up to be noticed more and whatnot. You know, they're going to want to join our team. It's an Italian team. We did get 2nd place last year, so you know that is a good sign for other teams who want to come. Hey, this might be a serious team to challenge Juve. You know,
keep it up, though.
But so far this year, it's not looking that way. But I mean, if we keep qualifying for Champions League, we will get some decent young talent. But like you said, the Eriksens and the Lukakus, that's all Conte, in my opinion.
It's gotta be.
All right. Any more questions?
That's really it for that. Let's go really quick.
Somebody. All right, my boy Will from Inter Club DC wants to know, what do we think of Hakimi?
Nick.
out of position almost. I feel like he's not like getting those like counter attacks. He's not being able to get to use his full speed. It's almost like the ball's kind of just be playing into him, and then he's kind of doing the same thing that like Conte, but he's got to cross into the middle. Think he's getting kind of get a cut in. He's not getting allowed to have more space in front of him. It's kind of more. He's been pushed up so high that he's got nowhere to really use that speed. But he's kind of been a letdown so far.
Okay.
Well, what you think?
I think it comes down to adapting in the league. It's a bit more of a tactical league versus the Bundesliga. Even Dortmund is more of an attacking team, in my opinion. They can actually build up out of the back. But in my opinion, I think so far Hakimi has been a little average. But I'd say hopefully he steps up and proves, his spot over someone like Candreva has been the last couple of years.
I mean, you see the flashes of brilliance there. I mean, it's there. It's just, again, it's just a rut we're in right now,
Yeah, I think it's everything that's going on right now is really just it's really putting a shadow on what he really is. The whole team is just underperforming. Simple. There's no easier way to put it. Even against Torino, sure, we came out on top, but beginning started out like shit. Like before that, we've won 2 games in the last 7, Serie A and Champions League. So it's you gotta take it for what it is. Generally speaking, I think he's been a bit underwhelming. Just for the reasons that we said, he's out of position, starting higher up. The tactics aren't in his favor right now, but I think later on he'll figure it out, or D'Ambrosio's going to swoop right in, take that spot back. It's inevitable. It's okay. He had his chance. 45 million. Bye-bye. All right. Last one. All right. Do we all think that we're going to qualify for the next round of Champions League? No, Nick?
No chance. Dust it. I don't think we're even making Europa League.
I'm always supposed to be the optimistic one out the group, so I'm going to say yes. Just because it's always supposed to be one person supposed to be optimistic. You can't.
Yeah, you gotta. Nick, you think we lose both games or draw or win? What do you think?
Who do we play first? Gladbach?
Nah, Shakhtar.
We should smack Shakhtar. If we're not smacking Shakhtar, at least 3-0. Clean sheet. 2-0, we need a clean sheet. You need to get the defense going. So you need to smack them. Maybe get some momentum going in. But I don't think we're even finishing in Europa League. I think we're finishing bottom of the table. And we're going to miss out on a lot of money. And that's going to hurt, especially during this COVID time.
Honestly, I think we smack fucking Shakhtar. And then Borussia, that's a toss-up game because Borussia's not a bad team. If we're going to do what we say and put in our best players, we're going to get the done. It's simple as that. We need to put our best players on the field. If we go toe-to-toe, our best players are better than theirs. It's more of getting out there and executing.
I think it's going to come down to the last match day, honestly. Kind of like the last season as well and the one before that where we kind of don't capitalize on our chances and we're having a heart attack the last game. Like you said, I think Shakhtar will have just because last year, even in Europa League, I don't remember if we played them or someone else, but, we looked like the better team. So I think we can win that. Borussia, it could be a tricky game, but honestly, we're supposed to win. Let's be real.
I think we tie with Shakhtar and lose against Gladbach, and that's it. Call it a wrap. I don't really care to be optimistic. I'm usually looking at it from the perspective we're in terrible form. Conte is not really convincing me right now. So
Would you say this
in this very moment? Nothing. What?
You say this weekend's make or break for Conte?
I wouldn't say it's make or break. For the season, yes. Actually, not even for the season, but it's not until February. Really, I don't think. Then you could start to question it.
I would say though that this game isn't make or break for Conte, but it is make or break for Inter as a whole. You got to get started. At some point, you got to get started.
I know. It's taken too long, in my opinion. These are players they're good players that we brought in. We're not we're way past bringing in the Sassuolo people, hoping that they can fill the void and take us, a little bit better. We're bringing in the class players. Hakimi's 21, but he's got that, he's got that resume or that it factor to him where he can be world class. He shows it every now and then. He showed it early on. So it's not like it's out of the question. Lukaku, you brought him in. He's a star right away. Eriksen, he's supposed to be a star. I don't understand why they don't want to make it happen. Nainggolan, star. Vidal, star. Barella, becoming a star.
Star in the making.
Quickly. Sensi, on the bench. Go home. Never come back.
So I have a question, though, for you guys. Do you guys see us bringing anybody in the transfer window or possibly offloading anyone?
Dude, honestly, after Conte said the players that don't want to be here are going to be gone in January, that's kind of like saying Eriksen's pretty much gone.
Yeah.
Ninja, as much as nobody's going to want to believe it, he's gone. Like,
Yeah.
this guy's already checked out. You know what I mean? He's gone. Now, the question is what we get in return for him. At this point, if I'm Inter, I'm not letting him leave for free.
No shot.
Rot your ass in Milan. I don't care. You're on the lower end of your career anyway, so either somebody gives us some money or you're just going to rot away and piss your career away.
Yeah, fair. 100%. Nick?
Coming in, I think sadly we're going to see Eriksen leave. Nainggolan's definitely gone, bro. Even like when he's on the bench, he doesn't look like he even wants to be there. Just kind of sitting there. Then he's winking at people. I don't know. Nainggolan's done, and I don't think he ever wanted to be here from the beginning since the summer. So I think it was stupid that he even stayed. I thought we should have got rid of him in the summer. But I think Eriksen, probably Eriksen. I think Eriksen, Nainggolan, and I think that's it. And maybe Giroud comes in for vice Lukaku because there's nobody filling his role. Even though as much as I love Pinamonti, and he's nowhere near Lukaku's level.
I mean, I don't know about a Giroud coming, man. He's actually doing really well for Chelsea, and they're doing that. They're actually having a really good season. It'll be tough to bring him in.
They got to find someone. They need a third striker, and it can't be Alexis because can't rely on him all the time. And
there's different type of strikers. You can't
exactly. He's not. He's like the Lautaro replacement. He's not the Lukaku replacement. You can't play both of them at the same time because that's like they're gonna make the same runs. They're gonna make the same idea. They're not gonna be able to play together because they're gonna be too similar. You need that balance. Lukaku gives you that. Pinamonti should give you that, but he sucks.
He's butt average, bro.
He's average. I mean, he's whatever. He's like a
I love Pinamonti.
I want him to prove me wrong. But
I want Aquafresca to prove us wrong still.
All right.
All right, let's end on that. Bye.
That's it. Nick, thank you for joining.